This might be slightly controversial, but when playing games, we think it's very important to have a good setup around you. Now, you don't need much in order to be comfortable enough to have fun while gaming, but if you really want to take it to the next level, there are a few things to focus on. Here are some of our top tips to start building your dream gaming setup. Thank you to BigBig1 for sponsoring today's video. We will talk more about the controller, the BLITZ2, later on in this video to show you how it can improve your gaming experience and overall setup. First up, you need to decide what system you want to game on. You can absolutely choose more than one, but I recommend starting with one if you have a limited budget, as you can always add more to it later without too much issue. The most common choice is between a PC desktop or a modern console, such as the PS5, the Xbox Series X or Series S, or the Switch. What you decide on depends mostly on your gaming style and game preferences. Do you like the idea of sitting by your desk, or in your couch the most? And do you prefer gaming with a keyboard and mouse, or a controller? Our personal preference is using a console, more specifically a PS5, but we agreed that some kind of games play better on PC, and others only exist on other systems. Next, you need to figure out what screen to use when gaming. This is going to be the next most important thing, as it's what you will be spending majority of your time looking at. We highly recommend a gaming monitor or TV, since you'll be spending most of your time gaming on it. This means the refresh rate will be good enough for smooth gameplay, and the video quality will be good enough to see all the beautiful details. If you're rocking a PC setup, we would recommend a monitor with 1440p, 1 millisecond, and at least 120 Hz for a comfortable experience. But you can go all the way up to 4K and 240 Hz. It's just going to be more expensive, and you're going to need a pretty powerful PC to run games with those high settings. If you're on a console, we highly recommend the LG OLED line of TVs, as they have gaming modes with extremely low response time, 4K resolution, beautiful OLED screen, which makes the color insanely accurate and great to game on, but most importantly, it can output VRR, variable refresh rate, to match PS5's capability of hitting up to 120 FPS in certain games. It's a little pricey, so if you have a more strict budget, we recommend focusing on if the TV has 4K, 60 Hz, and as close to 1 millisecond response time as possible, but around 3 millisecond is okay as well. Another important part of your setup is also your chair and desk, or couch and TV console. This is where you can really customize the look of your setup and personalize it. For a PC setup, consider spending extra time to research a chair that is comfortable and ergonomic, not just pretty. You will spend a lot of hours here, so make sure your body can handle it. For a console setup, you can use your living room couch or get a comfortable lounge chair to use for gaming. We like couches with really wide and deep seats for more space, but you can choose whatever you prefer here. Keep the color scheme in mind though. Do you want to keep it classic and minimal with black, gray, and white, or more colorful? We prefer a simple color palette, and then adding color through RGB lights, pillows, or desk accessories. Speaking of desks, think about how much space your gaming setup can take up. You're probably going to use more desk space than you think, especially if you want to have a dual monitor setup and your PC on display on your desk. If you're on console, think about if you want the option of storage in your TV console, or if you'd prefer open shelves for displaying your systems or cool collectibles. And speaking of RGB, this is an important step for us and something that can take your setup to the next level. If you're on PC, consider adding a light strip to the back of your monitor and the back or underside of your desk. Make sure the actual light strip can't be seen, just the light from it, for a much cleaner look. If you're on console, adding a light strip around your TV can create some really cool effects. Before we talk about the final steps, let's talk about today's sponsor, BigBig1 and the BLITZ2 controller. We mentioned earlier to think about it if you like gaming with keyboard and mouse, or a controller when choosing to game on PC or console. But thankfully, you don't always have to choose with the PC. This new controller is compatible for games on PC, as well as on Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android. It can be used either wired or wirelessly, and it is the first professional game controller to have a 2000 Hz polling rate, which is what determines how often the controller sends data, like button presses, to the connected device. This basically means that this controller has very low input lag and highly improved responsiveness. So, for example, your in-game character will react instantly, without a delay, resulting in a 10 times faster reaction time than your opponents. As you can see here, we tested the polling rate of the controller by using a software program. It is very impressive that it can be so high. It will definitely help when gaming. We continuously got between 1900 and 2000 as a result. We also tried the controller's motion controls by playing some games, which was a really nice option to have. It makes aiming a lot easier, especially if you're new to gaming on a controller. You can also do motion controls with a 1000 Hz polling rate using the upgraded gyroscope, which is less than standard, but it's still about 8 times as good as a typical controller on the market. It is, for example, as smooth as using joysticks. There are 2 different versions of the BLITZ2 controller. The standard one has ALPS rubber dome joysticks, and the TMR version has, you guessed it, TMR joysticks. This means that it has 4 to 6 times the precision of normal joysticks, plus the addition of the Big One joystick enhancement algorithm 3.0, giving you a massive advantage. The controller has 16 main buttons, and all of them are mechanical to provide esport level response speed that exceeds ordinary buttons. The controller grip is also upgraded with large rubber coating to prevent losing your grip if your hands get sweaty. This is better than the typical plastic that other controllers use, as you won't have to worry about your hands getting sweaty. Overall, you get great value with this controller compared to competitors, as you get a controller that works on 4 different platforms than the standard one, 0.5 millisecond latency instead of the standard 8 millisecond, and a better grip overall. It is also on sale right now, as you can get 20% off using the link in the description. Thanks again to Big One for sponsoring today's video. Alright, the final steps for your gaming setup will be the finishing touches. Most importantly, making sure that everything is looking nice and clean to really take it to the next level. The first step here will be to mount your screen. If you're on PC, consider mounting your monitor to the wall, or at least to your desk, to give yourself a cleaner look and more desk space. If you're on console, we would highly recommend wall mounting your TV. It will make it seem like it fits into the space better. If not, try and find a TV with built-in sleek-looking stand. Finally, we have to make sure the setup is free of any visible cables, or as many as possible. This means spending time routing the cables correctly, bundling them up with cable cords or cable hiders, and plug them into an outlet that is either hidden under your desk or behind a console. If you wall-mounted your TV, you can even run your cables through the wall for the best end result. But this can be difficult depending on what your walls are made of. The absolute last step is adding some personal touches. Some collectibles or figures, light fixtures or controllers on display goes a long way. And then all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy your games in your new ultimate gaming setup. We really hope that this beginner guide helped you with your setup. Please let us know if you have any questions or more specific things you need help with when it comes to setup building. We look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. And remember, you can always start simple, with budget options or even secondhand equipment. We all start somewhere, and you can always build upon it as time goes by. We have spent years and years building up to this, and both started out very simple. There's no rush. Enjoy the journey. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We also post daily gaming setup and tech videos on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram at CamXPetra. and gameplay streams on Twitch at CamXPetra TV, so consider checking those out too. Until next time, bye.